Hey, how's it going? This is the Backlog. I figured that I might as well make this podcast, series because it's not really video that I'm making. It's just more of a loose commentary about, the backlog and some thoughts about the games that I'm playing right now. Because it's not just Skyrim. I haven't been streaming really anything regularly because I've had other things going on. But I think that I should just talk about Skyrim and a couple of other games that I have been playing in, behind the scenes, I guess. So Skyrim, I've already mentioned in my videos that, look, Skyrim is not a game that I could take seriously. So that's why I haven't been talking much when I stream. I just kind of play the game and that's it. It's not a popular game to play anymore because everybody's on the new thing. That's just how it is with video games. So unless I heavily mod this game, there's really no audience for this game. It's just that simple. A lot of the people who I actually make videos for, all 5 or 6 of them, these are people who, they're always wanting to play the latest stuff, and that's cool. I mean, I've got nothing against that. So I can understand if they're not totally into this, into anything that I play that's Skyrim related. It's a very passe game. Like I said before, it's dungeon crawling, traveling, fencing. It's like one big giant simpletons game. It's not. It's on my backlog list. Once I play it, I finish it. I'm done with it. Okay, and I do want to enjoy it. Behind the scenes on myself. So the next time I make another stream, I'm probably going to be somewhere completely different from where I was the last time that I streamed it on this channel. So, I've got what's going on with that game so far, besides general commentaries. Well, I've been going around from town to town so as to establish fast travel points of which I can then start immediately going through down the list of all the quest lines, side quests mainly, of all throughout of the game. That's it. Once I have all these major, towns ready for fast travel, I just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The only disadvantage, of course, is that I will have to at times travel by foot because I have to collect ingredients that regrow every 24 hours or a couple of days and use them for potion making because I need those to quickly increase my status for alchemy, speech, and I think that's pretty much about it. Like, the whole point is to make lots of money. So I really don't talk a lot in my streams, like I said before, because you could just see it. It's self-evident. I'm on the hunt to make as much septums as possible. I bought a house, the Breeze home over at Whiterun, because it's the most neutral place to be politically in the game of Skyrim. Like, I don't care about the Civil War. I really don't. And I just inadvertently joined the Legion because it was kind of like being forced into voting into like one of the two parties. You either got the Confederate forces of the Skyrim provincial league of freedom fighters, and you have the Legion, which is kind of like the Legion, right? Do I need to make American Civil War comparisons? I don't need to. I don't need to. But it's very obvious as where this is going. And so, the way I'm playing my character, which is this Nordic woman who has an ambitious goal to make tons of money, regardless of how bad a war economy is to a place, because wars really ruin economies of an entire country. Okay. It's a thing. It happens. It sucks. That's just how it is. So when you have this particular situation going on in Skyrim, what's a girl to do? Well, luckily she's the chosen one. She has enough strength, speed, and discernment to basically start going with the highest risk reward return by basically becoming an alchemist, selling potions, making septums, and just trying to make her life in Skyrim. That's it. That's the story of my character that I go through my head. And so the name of the game is Stability at All Costs. I don't care about the Civil War. I don't care. Like, I'm more in league with the Khajiits than anything else. The Khajiits are more important to me, who are trading all over Skyrim, than anybody else in, like, the businesses, the Khajiit traders, and my alchemy businesses are all, even the weapon sellers are all more important to me, and they're not a political faction at all in Skyrim. So that's my focus. I'm the money chick, that's who I'm playing as in Skyrim. So so that's it. That's that. That's what's going on with Skyrim. Where do I play? So I joined Legion inadvertently, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to stay neutral, but I picked Legion because, you know what? Here's how it is. Like I said before, businesses love stability, and Skyrim having the Stormcloaks taking charge is going to basically kill a potential market and basically cause for all of the other races to get kicked out of Skyrim, or be encouraged to emigrate from Skyrim to Cyrodiil, which is like the most cosmopolitan province of them all. Don't believe me? Play the Elder Scrolls 4 to see what I'm talking about. Like, there's a huge diverse set of places that you could go to throughout Cyrodiil. So yeah, the Legion is basically who I'm going to pick if I'm going to be forced to pick a side. For those reasons and considerations. Again, it goes back to business interests. So that's basically how I'm going to be playing Skyrim once and for all. Let's see what else. There's other games in the background right now. I'm playing the last of the 3 games of the Dominus Collection. I already finished like 2/3 of it, but the thing is, I decided to kind of take a break from it because I wanted to play something that was a little bit more easier to kind of like pick up and wasn't like such a puzzle piece of a game. It was more like a sit down and push a button kind of game, and that would be Grid. It's a racing game from 2008. I thought it was 2007, but it came out in 2008. So that's the official byline, but whatever. So it's a game title that I had it for the longest time in my roster. It's no longer on sale on Steam. You have to buy it physical somewhere. And it's a good game. It's a relaxing game. It looks nice, very bloomy, very arcadey, but very diverse in the various, racing game types that it has on its disposal. I look forward to playing Grid 2 and Grid Autosport. Also, these are all games that have been pulled from the Steam library. I'm sorry, the Steam storefront, and so I'm like, wow, okay, I guess I'm playing Grid 2 the next time alongside with whatever else is on the byline on top of Skyrim. So it's like Skyrim's my mainline game. Then we got 2 other games of which I'm kind of going through by franchise or series. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So what's with this Dominus game? It's Order of Ecclesia, right? So I played Portrait of Ruin. I played Dawn of Sorrow. Both games that have titles like as if they came from like a new metal band album. It's like Jonathan Davis was hired by Konami to start putting titles on games. So it's like, Castlevania Falling Away From Me, that kind of thing. So Order of Ecclesia is pretty cool. You play as a a young, beautiful woman with a sexy back tattoo that sucks out the non-sexy sigils, sex. That's I don't know. I mean, it's an okay game. It feels a little bulky. I don't know why I say that, but it's like the graphics feel bulky. Some of it feels bulky. It's not a bad thing. I'm so used to the sort of wannabe Symphony of the Night kind of games that have come out for the DS and the 3DS. 2/3 of it, which are like Portrait of Ruin and Dawn of Sorrow for the 3DS. So it's like, okay, so Order of Ecclesia is like the last one of the SOTN likes. I don't know what else to say except for, it is what it is. I can say, like, I'll get back to you when I finish that game, along with Grid, but I really can't say anything about it at the moment. Like Grid, I could tell you a little bit more. Actually, let me go back to Grid. Grid is like this. Grid has all of the cards that in my 20s I've always wanted to have, but like in a fantasy way. I don't mean that seriously. It's like, a Koenigsegg CCX because of Top Gear, a Subaru WRX because of what I saw back in high school, a Toyota, what is it, Celica from the 2000s super slick, Ricer days or whatever it was. I mean, I don't know, but it was. I don't know. Grid is like one of these games that really makes you feel like, wow, maybe I missed out a lot when I was younger, So it really puts a big grin on my mouth, in my face. So on my face. So I have, really nothing else to say about it. It's a really cool game. I know that Grid 2 is supposed to be a little bit more streamlined, like they shaved off a lot of features, which is fine because, like it's the beginning of the trade-off, it's like the graphics, you have to sacrifice graphics. Like if you want better graphics, you have to sacrifice content. So that's just like a trade-off that's been true for the longest time now. I mean, it's almost been like what? Let's see, 12, 14, 16, almost 16 years. Yeah, this trade-up has been pretty much ongoing for almost 16 years. So, I don't know. So yeah. So Order of Ecclesia, on the other hand, very similarly, it's like you have all these assets from SOTN that are being repurposed, reworked, redone, along with which has been true for Dawn of Sorrow and Portrait of Ruin. So I feel like I'm playing like a soup of games that throw back to stuff from the 90s and the 2000s, like strictly 2000s in reference, or 90s in reference, or direct, copy paste because, we're on a budget, people. So, and people are just they're not becoming hypersensitive to start being so thirsty, if that's the right word, to demand consistently like novelty in every single game, which is funny because everybody's willing to play Call of Duty, even though the base game the source code base game is still the same. The gameplay is still the same. The graphical fidelity has gone up, but by how much can you really say for certain? I don't know. I really can't. So I really have like no idea as to how that makes any sense. To be quite frank, it really just doesn't make any sense to me. But it is what it is. Whatever. So I don't know. I mean, I go through these games and so far it's like they're fun, but I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't seem so, that pops out to me. It's just more like, oh, I'm playing a Castlevania game. That's great. Maybe I'm getting older. I don't know. So, anyway, that's basically it for the first episode of The Backlog. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll be back with another episode the next time I feel like it. So, I'll be right back. Hope to see you around.